Hello, everybody, and welcome to Angler April 2024. That's right, it's that time of year again, and this collaboration is being hosted by 9 Acre Family Farm. Dale and Lisa, thank you very much for inviting us along. And so we want to be able to show everybody what our contribution to the collaboration is. Angler April 2024 is the hashtag, so make sure that you don't forget that. Check out all the great videos that are being put out. The video is being done by Kettle Kitchen, as you obviously know because you're here at Kettle Kitchen, but make sure you check out everybody else. We'll talk about that a little later. Today we're going to be doing Crabby shrimp bread. Now this can be done as a actual main dish, or it can be done as a side dish or an appetizer, but let's go ahead and get started either way. So first we're going to be bringing out the ingredients, and we have 2 cups of mayo. That's any kind you like. That's totally up to you. Then we also have 16 ounces of Imitation Crab, or 500 grams. Now, it really is up to you. You can do what you want to. You can add what you want to, but this is the way we do it and what we're doing. So in addition to that, we have 6 ounces of baby shrimp that are already pre-cooked. That's 175 grams. Then we have 2.5 cups of shredded cheese. And you're also going to want to have another cup of shredded cheese that we'll go over later as to what that is. You need a 4th cup of parsley. Fresh is better. Dried is what I have, so that's what I'm using. Then you have a 1/2 cup of sliced green onions. You have a 1/2 cup of regular onions. Now you can use any kind you want. Then we also have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. You want to let that cool down. So you have 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You have 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. We have 1 teaspoon of chicken seasoning, and then we have 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning. That's your choice. It's your flavor profile. Do as you want with it. And of course, you gotta have the bread. We're using a very soft French bread, but you want to make sure that the crust on it is sturdy. So first thing we're going to do is we got to cut the bread. So we're going to take the loaf, cut it in half. One of the best things about this recipe is that you can use whatever you want, what your flavor profiles are, what type of bread you want to use, and the options are endless. If you don't like crab, you don't have to use it. If you don't like shrimp, you don't have to use it. It's really up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the loaves onto a pan. We need to put that aside. We'll get the cutting board out of the way because we need to move into the next phase very shortly, and we just want to have everything all ready to go. So in this bowl, we're adding the shrimp, the crab into the bowl. Then you want to add in your onions. Your choice of onions is really up to you. I just like the difference and variation of the green onions and the regular onions. If you want to do all one or the other, that is totally up to you. But I think it adds to the flavor differences and the profile. Then you want to add in your cheese. Make sure this is the whole 2.5 cups of cheese. Again, you're going to have about 1 cup reserved later on. Now we're going to add in the parsley and the minced garlic. And earlier I said 2 tablespoons, and I actually mellow off of that a little bit, but I do eventually add that back in. So now we've added the Creole seasoning, the chicken seasoning, and then we'll finish it up with the black pepper. And then now what you want to do is you want to make sure that you add in the butter, the melted butter. Again, make sure it's cooled before you add it in there because you don't want it to be hot when you add in the next ingredient, which is going to be your mayonnaise. So now you've got it all in there together, and you just want to make sure that all of your stuff is together beforehand, because it makes this process really easy and simple. You don't want to find yourself reaching and grabbing different things when you really could be saving yourself some time. So now that you've got everything inside of the bowl, we're going to go ahead and mix it all together. You're going to make sure that it's combined thoroughly. Please make sure you don't forget to do this, because you don't want to end up with uneven amounts of mayonnaise, you know, globs of it or dry pieces, because this kind of mix, to make it so it doesn't ooze all over the place, it almost has to be kind of like a dry mix. You don't want it like a potato salad or a typical seafood salad or something like that. It almost reminds me of a drier potato salad consistency when you get it all mixed together. And so you'll see as you go along, and you just want to make sure it's combined all the way before you call it good and done. The next step then is to go ahead and bring your bread back, and then you're going to want to start putting the topping on the bread. Now you want to make sure it goes all the way to the edge, because you're not going to have theoretically too much oozing or falling over, because it's enough to keep it combined, and it's binded with the mayonnaise, so that helps. But you're not going to have a lot of ooze over, so you really want to take this to the edge of each of your pieces of bread. And so here you'll see I'm just doing that, making sure I got it filled all the way as much as I can. Another thing that you could add to this, and I don't typically, but you can, is celery, chives. I have seen some people put mushrooms in this, which I guess that would work too. I've just never done it that way. Sure, you go ahead and sprinkle the reserved cup of cheese, shredded cheese. So you have a total of 3.5 cups of cheese. 2.5 goes in the mix. 1 cup goes over the top of 2 sides of loaf. And again, basically it's about a half cup each side. So while we're sitting here and we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven and bake, I would love to go over who our collaborators are for this specific collaboration. Those would include 9 Acre Family Farms, Lowe Family Adventures, Darklordmenet, Simply Jan Homestead, Cooking Secrets for Men, Pike Creek Farm, Nothing Homestead, the Moran Experience, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, Derek Fowler 1973, Big Valley Living. Also, we have 1 mom, 2 girls, 2 boys, 8 in all, Teresa Jukiewicz, Nanny Cam, Rainy Ridge, our Urban Homestead, our friend Annette, our Treasured Home, Christine, Miss Gillum Farms, and then we have Gillum Farms, Megan's Fearless Adventures, The Inquisitive Farm Wife, and Making It Home. And then we also follow up the whole thing with Leonard Mountain Homestead, Legacy Home and Garden, Northern Girl Hobbies, Kettle Kitchen, and Blue Self-Reliance. And we want to say thank you to all who participated. So let's go ahead and get back to what we were doing. So here's the presentation. This is after it's cooked in the oven for, sorry, I didn't say that before, and I actually should have. It's cooked in the oven at 375 degrees or 180 Celsius, grill mark for about 20 minutes. Now that's dependent on your oven, and you'll have to figure that out, okay? Because everybody's oven works differently. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this up and let you see what it looks like. And it really cuts easy. It has a nice crunch to it. It's not overly hard. It's kind of really soft, but it's really enjoyable. And again, it can be used as a main dish or an appetizer. So there's the final presentation, everybody. I hope you enjoy this. It was really, really fun to do. Again, appreciated it. Make sure you make it, because as you can see, Miss Patty and Ma Kettle approved it, so it must have been really good. Thank you again to everybody that has checked out all these videos. It's a great collaboration. Again, we much appreciate being invited. And don't forget, go check out all these channels. You might find something you like. You might find content you like. And don't forget to share out and subscribe possibly if you find something you enjoy. Thank you.